It's CRONCH time. That was hard. That was actually much harder than I thought it would be.
It was like, on the screen.
I was reading it.
Oh.
And my brain was still like, this is the fastest you've ever said these letters in your life. But I did it. Morning, everybody. It is, in fact, Thursday? Thursday.
It is Thursday.
Gracious. I had to think about that for a second. The weeks fly by. I mean, they just don't stop. They just keep going. Anyway. It is Big Hair Day. I got out of the shower yesterday, and it you know, sometimes it poof, and it did, and I was like, all right. So like probably by the end of the day today, it'll
calm down a little bit.
Yeah, there'll be enough oil in my hair for it to like squeeze down a little bit, but yeah. Yeah. Renee says I have a mane, which yeah.
You should have seen it yesterday. As soon as it got dry yesterday, it was even poofier than that. It's already calmed down from yesterday.
Yeah. Sure, Chaz? You sure? Alright. If you insist. Anyway, good morning. I hope everyone's week has went well so far. Been a busy week. It's just there's all sorts of stuff. There's stuff I can't even talk about yet. It's just a lot of stuff has happened. This ended up being a much busier week than I could have ever planned last week. So
I got to see family yesterday. Socially distanced in the backyard.
Yes.
I was excited. It's been 2 years since I saw them. But they were in town. They had booked a condo with a kitchen so they could, you know, kind of keep to themselves.
I had no idea Mel was going to mention that. It was a complete surprise that Mel was going to mention that. That's a breakfast stream exclusive because we did not film it or talk about it at all on the vlog. So there you go. Anyway, that happened yesterday, and it was great.
Yeah.
I enjoy seeing your family. But that was, you know, again, last week. That was not on the schedule. So
no,
all of a sudden
it was not.
It was just boom. But it was fun. It was fun.
Jizzy Picard says, "How's your grandma Mel?" I talked to her on Sunday. She's doing really good. She is fully vaccinated. She's gonna be 92. And like,
is she loving that iPad?
She is, but she's really excited to be able to get out of her apartment now.
Sure. I mean, yeah.
So, she's enjoying that right now.
Good. Oh, you want to hear something really exciting? Yesterday, my mom got that jab. She got J&J like my dad did. So, in 2 weeks, should be all set. Which means by early May, we'll all be set. So if you've been watching the vlog for the past year and you're like, there is a distinct lack of your parents on the vlog, guess what? I agree. I concur wholeheartedly. And that will start changing next month. Because we will start seeing them, you know, I want to say regularly, but I'm really going to say very regularly. Because I have missed them a lot. And I almost feel endeavored to make up for lost time. And we will be seeing them more. Yeah. Noah, shh. Their contracts were renewed for the upcoming season of StephenVlog. somewhere Thomas is furiously writing the next season of StephenVlog.
Has to get all these characters back in.
Yeah. Yeah, Thomas has had it really easy for a year. He's like, yeah, I only really have to explore Stephen and Mao's character arcs. And that's about it. But suddenly now, with the pandemic ending, I'm going to have to write more people in. He made a cameo in December. Mm-hmm. Like a Mel Brooks sort of thing, writing himself into the film. Anyway. I'm excited. That'll be starting next month. And, God, it'll be nice. You know, I think the year moved so quickly that you may not even realize, like, how badly you need, like, the in-person social interactions. Mm-hmm. And I'm really ready for it. I'm really ready for it. But soon. Otherwise, doing all right.
Yeah.
Doing all right. My symptoms from the first dose basically only showed up on that last Saturday, but I do still have that swollen lymph node, which has been mostly a hassle, because, like, it's extremely tender, so you can't. When I go to put on deodorant, I cry a little bit because it hurts. But otherwise, that's it. Oh man. And they said Dieter's arm hurt so bad you couldn't even, like, touch it. I think the arm thing is really interesting because people have really run the gamut on that first shot. And I guess the second shot too, to an extent. There's some folks that, like, have experienced the same thing where it's like it's so sore, like, oh my god, you can't even look at it. And there's other folks that had no arm pain. And that's just weird. It's just really weird. My mom told me whenever she got it yesterday, she immediately started moving her arm. And
she drank a ton of water.
She said she drank a ton of water before and a ton of water after. Because she was like, I heard that you need to try and stay hydrated and you need to move that muscle. And she said she woke up this morning, she has no pain, no side effects, and she's like, feeling pretty good. Going to work. And I'm like...
She also said that they had a lot of appointments where she went and wished we could have gone there. And I'm like, yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
We scheduled what we could.
Yeah. I don't have any regrets about it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, like, the folks that get Johnson & Johnson, you know, they have one shot and then 2 weeks after they're set. So basically 2 weeks. From the time they get the shot, 2 weeks. If you get Pfizer or Moderna, you're looking at, you know,
3 or 4.
No, five or 6 from the time you get it. And I understand, like, to an extent, it's like, well, shoot, if we would have got that, we would have been done sooner.
Yeah.
But we've waited a year. It's fine. Like, at this point, a few more weeks are not going to matter. And it's exciting to be so close to the finish line and be like, I can see the finish line. But does it actually matter? It doesn't actually matter. It doesn't actually matter.
Spin and Trap commented that they kept touching the arm and then forgetting. Like, I kept doing that to Steven. I'd, like, try and put my head on his shoulder, and he's like, no, don't.
Yeah, and, like, I didn't really have any arm pain, but, like, if you put your you know, the weight of your head into the hole where the needle was, like, yeah, I'm gonna feel that. But I'm good now, because now it's been, you know, a little bit. And my apologies to the Canadians. I know the Canadians' rollout is slower than the U.S., but if it's any consolation, in the relative time frame of things, it is soon.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the same thing between like getting the Johnson & Johnson and Moderna or Pfizer. Like,
I've heard from some
in the relative
Canadians
time frame,
that
it's been how many months? 13?
Mm-hmm.
14 months? So I'm just like, you know what? That's fine. That's fine. Anyway. Hey, let's read alerts.
Yeah.
Because I haven't done that. 30 months. From BC. Hey. Thanks, man. 30 months also from Harm NTG. Double 30 months. Back to back. We got 4 months from Kenji. 183. Thank you, Kenji. 100 bits from the EV Breeder. 30 months again. So, what? 30 months from Mr. Incredible Noob Lord, who says, Guh. Appropriate. 27 months from Vegetable Sorbet. Flantrabilia. Stramthorth. Laxiducigus Quarmcoop. These are the names of the Twitch triplets I get to redeem today. Never let me name a real baby. A little difficult. They don't quite roll off the tongue. Middle school might be hard. Middle school might. But they could come up with really cool nicknames like Flantra and Stram and Laxquar. Or maybe just Lax. 15 months. From Wilhelm Heinlein, who says, 15 months. Thanks for being a constant source of fun and entertainment. I'm still looking for a new job, so good vibes are still appreciated. Good vibes. Hope the job hunt works out and things go well. We got 13 months from Shadowlands. Maybe a month and a half away, but I am scheduled for the vaccine, so cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Again, in the relative time frame, it's not that far away. Not that far away. 300 bits from my now spell karma. Good news, I couldn't find a PCP due to the pandemic. I'd been going to a clinic up until now, and I finally got one yesterday. That was the last thing on my list from moving to Chicago a year ago, 1 month before the pandemic. Well, nice.
Here, bud.
Nice.
I hope you get to enjoy Chicago soon.
Yeah.
I love Chicago.
I also like Chicago. Things fall into place. Sometimes they take a little while.
Yeah. Our PCP is retiring.
Yeah.
We really liked her too. So now we have to find a new primary care.
We will.
Yeah.
We will. Paul says, JeffCon Chicago when? I mean, I like it. I like it. We haven't done any, destination ChefCons. Since the one that we did.
The last one?
Since the last one. But I'm just saying, and you know, we've done however many of them. And of all of the ones that we've done,
I really want to do
that's the
one,
only one.
like, northern Wisconsin and rent a cabin on a lake. So we can have, like, cookouts and campfires and, like, kayaking. You don't have to go kayaking.
I won't. I'm not signing that death slip. I'm not getting into a large body of water in a very small tumbly boat. But will I watch? I would watch.
We can go hiking too.
I'm cool with that. Don't mind hiking. Don't mind hiking. Don't fear snakes. Don't fear bears.
You don't really have to worry about that in northern Wisconsin.
You have bears in Wisconsin?
Yeah, there's bears.
Which ones?
Black bears.
Oh, okay. Ain't no black bear ever hurt nobody. Except for the ones that have. It's fine.
Breakfast.
It's fine. As long as it's
Breakfast.
not a grizzly, it's fine. You just have to have bear spray. Brand says, I canoed this weekend. It wasn't that bad. Don't lie to me. Were you in water that was deep enough to drown? It was bad. You were You're confused. You're just very confused. I don't know how people don't fear drowning just all the time. Because at any point, you could just...
In a lake?
You could...
I don't... That doesn't scare me.
How deep's the lake?
Doesn't matter.
That does. That... Get behind me, Satan. I don't like deep water.
I know.
You can drown in a puddle, which is why I'm always careful. I could take swimming lessons again. Or I could be in water deep enough to see if my swimming still works. I haven't done that in a long time. I can't remember the last time I was in water that was over my head.
I don't know the last time you even were in the ocean.
Like, I'm trying to... Well, even then, why would I go out past where I can touch the bottom? That's crazy. I'm just trying to think. And, like, maybe briefly, accidentally, at a certain point.
Yeah.
And then that was it. So... Mex is LA.
That pool at Alex's old apartment?
Yeah, but I don't think it was that deep even. Once, in the past like 20 years, I have probably accidentally wound up in like an 8-foot pool. Like I maybe have, I was convinced something was 6 foot and got in, couldn't touch the bottom, had a brief panic attack and then moved. I know that that's happened once. I don't know where in that 20-year period it was. I just remember that it happened. And then that was like another kick in the head of like, don't you ever get in a pool if you don't know how deep it is. And I was like, you're right, brain. I'm so sorry. I could have killed us both.
I know how to spell karmesis. I once got leeches on my foot when I swam in a river. I got a leech on my foot as a little kid. And I remember just screaming. I was so... Ugh.
Oh.
It was scary.
My mom has a story. And I don't remember exact... It's similar, where she got in a lake. I don't know if it was a leech or if it was a fish.
My mom has a story about
Maybe I'm thinking of your mom's story.
No, when my mom was real little, because her family had a house on Lake Winnebago. The same house my aunt lived in for forever.
Yeah.
And my mom had been out there swimming. And she said that she, you know, got up on one of the dunes that's like underneath kind of the waves. A sandbar, that's the word. And there was like this eel-like thing that had like the lamp mouth on her leg.
I think I'm thinking of your mom's
And she said that she had gone to school the next day and looked it up in the encyclopedia. And it was like a lamprey eel that had like made its way through all the Great Lakes.
My mom also...
And now they're like a...
My mom might have a similar story or something, because my mom also like went to the lake with her family and stuff, so... I don't know. DJ Sherbert asked if I knew how to like tread water.
Yeah.
I do. Like, I took swimming lessons when I was a child, which is actually where ironically, it's where a lot of my fear of drowning comes from, is because I had a really bad instructor who dunked me, and that caused lifelong, fear of drowning. And, but I learned the motions. Like, I learned, how to swim and stuff, so... Presumably I can still do it, I'm never in deep enough water to really be able to do it,
Yeah.
Anyway, morning, Dan.
Morning, Dan.
Hope your morning's going well so far. You get yourself a nice cup of, we don't like coffee, so like green tea or something.
Dan does drink green tea.
I know.
See, I grew up on lakes, and coming down here and going into the ocean was, like, super exciting. And it's like, oh, the ocean! But I have since gained a fear of the ocean.
I mean, the ocean's scary.
Yeah, ocean's scary.
The ocean is scary because you have all of the same fears of drowning, but then you also have the fear of riptides.
Yeah.
Which are just like, you know what? Come with me. And you're like, but I need to get back into... Come with me. So you have that, and then you also just have, like...
Sharks, stingrays, jellyfish.
Jellyfish, yeah. It's... Personally, I don't know why anyone would ever get into the ocean. The risk is low. The risk is low. If you go on vacation at the beach, whether Myrtle Beach or anywhere, just do pay attention to the lifeguard flags. They're there for a reason. As long as you do that, you'll probably be fine. You'll probably be fine. Took a very long detour there on fear of water. 300 bits from Macintosh PC. Well, I'm getting my vaccine tomorrow. It's J&J, so just one dose. This would be cool if I didn't have 5 different assignments due next week. It's fine. For what it's worth, it does sound like a lot of folks that are getting J&J are having less side effects than Moderna and Pfizer. So, you know, you'll probably be all right. You'll probably be all right. My dad was tired for a day.
And had a headache.
Had a headache. Tired and a headache for a day. And I guess we'll find out from my mom in the next 2 days how she does. But she woke up this morning and is feeling good. So, we'll see.
Dan says Florida boy is way more scared of gators than sharks.
I mean, I don't fear gators. I don't fear gators because, like...
They're fast, though.
Yeah, but, like, I'm not in a place to encounter gators. You know what I mean? Like, in the ocean, you can't see what's in there. Like, you don't know. You really don't know. But you'll know a gator is there. You're not just gonna step on a gator. The odds of that happening are pretty low. A snake? That can happen. All of a sudden you're just bit and you're like, what is happening? Coffee. But a gator, you probably see a gator. I mean, are gators scary? Objectively, yes. They are literal dinosaurs. But do I fear them? I don't fear them. I don't think so. Anyway, 15 months. From Jacket K. Since Twitch apparently ate my message Tuesday, happy belated birthday, Mao and Dan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jacket K. 30 bits from Ryder Book Ninja. It's my birthday. Also, belated wishes to Mao, and also happy birthday to Chugga Conroy. Having a lovely day, but want to share good vibes also to everyone. Happy birthday. And then also, I guess I'll use this opportunity to say happy birthday to Emil.
Yeah.
I'll just do it now. I'll just send him a message right now live. Coffee! I mean, because why not? Happy birthday, buddy. Hope it's a good one. Done. I do not suspect that he is awake. But for later, then he can see it. 3 months from GA Studios. That's a plus. 9 months, triple plus from Jithy Picard. 9 months, my Twitch kitty has arrived. I will name them Atlas as they hold up my sanity. It has been a bit since I could make a breakfast stream. Like my work conspires to have me work most Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Oh.
Well, I'm glad you're here today. And enjoy Atlas. Atlas is a great name for a cat, actually. I mean, really good name. I really like that. You could do an entire, I mean, you can always do, like, themes.
Yeah.
For animals. But you could do an entire theme based around that. Mythology.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Dan says, remember when we had fried gator? I'm just like, which time?
We were just talking about that last night.
Which time? I mean, the first time we had fried gator was with Dan.
Yeah.
And that was in Florida. Dude, there's this crazy place in Jacksonville, Florida called Clark's Fish Camp. And, like, they have... anything they are legally allowed to sell in the U.S., It's how I feel, and I feel like that's part of their thing. Anything they're legally allowed to sell, like python, kangaroo,
bison,
just like all sorts of stuff. Their menu is wild.
Yeah.
And we went there, and I was like, maybe start with something easier. But that fried gator is actually extremely good. It's extremely good.
Yeah, it is.
And there's a few places now that have it here locally, and we'll get it sometimes as a appetizer. It tastes very similar to chicken.
It does.
But it's apparently, from what I've read, it's extremely easy to
overcook it.
It, and if you overcook it, it can become like very tough. But if it's cooked right, it tastes like
chicken.
Slightly different chicken. Like, it's different enough where you're like, this isn't chicken, but it's similar. It's very similar.
The place we go does like little bites, so it's like popcorn chicken.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know where they source the gator, but they could almost certainly source it.
There's plenty of gators here, I'm sure.
Well, that's the thing.
Like
that's the thing. It is a
farm.
Gators are far from extinct. Lord have mercy. There are a lot of gators here. 300 bits from Line Rider. I'm getting vaccinated today, at least I think. The place is a little far away, and the sign-up said it's for that county's residents only, but I called and they said I don't need an ID. Come on, me. That's, I mean, that's kind of the way it's been,
It's not us. It can't be us.
What is that?
Neighbors mowing lawn.
Oh. That's loud.
It is loud. You're just used to it because, ours is electric.
Can y'all hear that?
Coffee!
Because, like, it's extremely loud. No? Okay, must be a particular
frequency
that they... Alright. Maybe they'll change. Maybe you'll start to hear it. I don't know. Anyway, what was I saying? I don't remember. It's fine. 25 months from Mazel with an E. Good crunch to all. Me and my boyfriend are hoping to visit each other in the upcoming month, but we're waiting for those good pokes. Still waiting on my dates, but I'm excited. Nice. Nice. And that's, I mean, that's another exciting part of this. It's like meeting with friends and family and loved ones that, you know, you haven't been able to see. I'm already starting to talk to different folks about, you know, hopefully, you know, seeing folks in the summer.
Yeah.
Either going to visit folks or having people here, just because, you know, it's been so long. And I know I've talked about it before, but I think the folks that it's been the longest since I've seen has been Alex and Haley. You know, it's 2 years as of this month.
Yeah.
So them in particular, the two people I'm really looking forward to going to see at some point in the near future. 510 bits from Mr. Gameboy says, so Thomas is the writer, Chaz is the producer, Kepi is the owner. You two are the stars of the show. Is there any more lore we need?
Dan is the editor.
Yeah, well, yes, Dan doesn't specifically edit StephenVlog.
Well,
but otherwise, if you were to ask me who is your editor, I mean, I would tell you Dan. It is Dan. But we probably have enough roles to like fill out. And
Haley is the stylist.
The stylist?
Yeah, because she's been sewing.
Okay. Okay.
And she picked these glasses out for me. She was like, yes, those are my favorite ones that you tried on.
Hutaba says, is this lore or behind the scenes? Great question. I can't answer it, but it's a great question.
Didn't she make your masks? Yes.
Yep. I'm still, from the beginning of the pandemic, I'm still using that same mask because I have never had any other mask fit me as well because my head huge, and she made one that very much covered everything and like made sure that it wasn't gonna like come undone. So I've continued to use that, and she actually, when she did it, she sewed in
a filter slot.
So I've got that mask, but then also I can put another mask inside of it for extra filtration.
Right now you have a KF93, 94. It's the Korean filters that are not quite the M95s. I don't know.
Mal, I let Mal handle that part of it. I'm like, you just tell me what to put on my face and I'll do it. Easy enough. 28 months from Unbent Reagent. What a great 28 months it's been. Thanks for the endless hours of entertainment. You guys are the best. Appreciate that. Thank you. 500 Bits from Radio Dread says, guess who's getting a cat in the next month or so? This person. Yeah. Happy Bits. That's exciting. That's exciting. Cool. Enjoy.
Are you getting a kitten, Radio Dread? Or like a teenager cat or a adult?
Yeah, I mean, it'll change like a little bit depending on what you get. I mean, if you get a
8 months or so old, yeah, that's like a teenager cat.
Yeah, that's coming out of kittendom.
Yeah,
still gonna have the crazies.
Yeah,
for another year and a half.
Yeah.
You know, just make sure that you're consistent with discipline.
Yeah.
And you'll be fine. There will be times. And maybe you've had a cat before, so maybe you know all this, but there will be times where you're like, oh, this is exhausting because I've told the cat so many times, but you have to keep doing it. Even when you're like, I don't think the cat's learning, I'll give up. Just don't give up. You can do it. So. Oh, nice. I work from home, so I'll have plenty of time to teach the cat to be a good cat. Nice. Nice. Yeah, Night Owl's right. The word no will become a big part of your vocabulary. I had to get a new clicker. I replaced the clicker upstairs like a few months ago. Mm-hmm. But the one downstairs, which I keep next to my bed, it was basically dead. So it wasn't actually producing any sound. And the thread of it works pretty well, because I can just kind of reach for it, and Kep's like, nope, nope, nope. But then he started to learn that it doesn't work anymore, and then he stopped caring. As soon as he knew that it didn't make the noise, he got to the point where he was just sitting there, and I would reach for the clicker, and I'd be clicking it, and he just stared at it like, you have no power over me. And I was like, well, okay. Okay. So we had to get,
a new one.
I had to get a new one. Yeah.
How long did the last clicker have its durability? We had it since we lived in the last place with the blue wall, so a couple years.
Yeah. I think it might be possible to replace the batteries in them.
It tells you not to.
But it's like, you're not supposed to. So I'm just like, I'll just get a new one, I guess. Because it's not designed to be user replaceable or whatever. Yeah. But I think
there's something you can really mess up if you even touch it based on how it does its stuff.
I don't know.
That's why there's like a grate over the front.
Yeah. I figure for getting a few years use out of it, that's fine.
Yeah. That's
fine. But an electronics person, crafty person, might be able to replace the battery inside. Let's see. Ice Chocobo gives us up to Inanova. Appreciate it. 250 bits from Eevee Breeder. Thank you. 300 from Shy says, this may be a sign of some weird mental quirk, but every time I hear you two say, the jab, my mind jumps immediately to Broken Picture Phone and Cousin Cornish, I thirst. Those two prompts aren't even from the same episode, I don't think. I mean, yeah. What you're doing is you're really just taking multiple bizarre things from Alex and putting them together. And I think that's fine. There's a lot of times Alex's prompts just melt together in my head too, so that doesn't really seem that unusual. Yeah, Dr. Mandible says, Free Alex Association. Yes. Cormon gives us up 2 PDB fish sticks. That's Paul. Cormon, thank you. 300 bits from Thorough Down says, hey, hi, hello. My friends and I are planning on trying Broken Picture Phone for the first time tonight. Do you have any helpful hints to make the game flow flawlessly? So the default gameplay is start phrase, and then alternate drawings, and it should be set by that to that default. The only thing that I would tell you is that it can take a while to play, depending on how many friends that you have, and also how thorough you're doing your drawings. When we have
10 plus people.
And the time it takes is exponential, obviously, because like as you add people, everyone has to draw, so it just gets higher and higher. So like it takes us usually about 90 minutes to 2 hours with 8 people.
Brandon says, "Don't be afraid of longer phrases."
Yeah. Chess is try and have everyone spend the same amount of time on drawings is the most important thing. Yeah, I mean that's a good thing to shoot for, because if you have one person that's like spending all of their time on drawings and doing and like spending 15-20 minutes on each drawing, but everyone else is like stick figure, the game isn't going to flow very well, because everything's just going to get stuck behind one person. So you kind of all have to agree on like about how much effort you're going to put into things. But if you're putting like 10-15 minutes into drawings, usually for an 8-player game, 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours, and then that scales to like 3 hours if you're playing with like 12 people. Because we've done Broken Picture Phones, and we have started at 9, and we aren't done with the video until 12:30. So, yeah.
My suggestion, because I feel like Brandon had a good one about the words, Chaz had one about drawing, you had one about, I don't know, how, just saying it'll take
I don't
a while.
know, you helped.
See, I think that when people add color or
like
more detail, it's a lot more fun, and there's more for the next person to work with.
Like adding like a background color does so much.
Yeah.
Like it's psychological, actually. If the first thing that you do is like grab the fill bucket and just throw down a background color, it'll inspire you to make things a little more detailed and a little more
I think in the end the best advice is don't play to win, play to have fun.
You can't win.
I know, but like some people are like, we need to make sure this phrase gets across, and it needs to be an easy phrase.
I can't wait for the scoring update to come out.
Think about like Alex's phrases and like having to draw that, like trying to incorporate all of that.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes it fun, is to just really include every little detail to try and make it more complex to draw, and trying to confuse the next person writing it, because they're like, why is Sonic holding a green fish? Like,
yeah, it's a great game. It's very, very fun. 4 months from Dalton Barado. Good morning, Stephen Mal. Excited for TRG Coliseum 2021, so I'm binge watching the previous years. Oh, nice.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, for anyone that missed that announcement, May 7th, 8th, and 9th from 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. every day, Coliseum 2021. Very excited for it. Everyone is returning. That's it. Everyone is returning. A lot of your favorite stuff is returning. We're still working on the schedule. The first draft of the schedule came out, and then everyone has been discussing it and trying to tweak it to put in more stuff. So they're working on that, but it seems to be going well, and there's some stuff that you've seen before, and there's some stuff that's completely new. And bumpers will, of course, be returning because it's a great idea.
Yeah. Isn't in person this year? No.
Unfortunately, not in person. Not in person. But next year will be.
Yeah.
Finally. And gosh darn it, I'm excited. So excited. I'm even more excited because of a thing that's happening this week. You'll hear soon. 1000 Bits from Gamer Girl says, morning, Stephen and Mel. Just thought I would swing by and say hi. I get my second COVID shot today.
Awesome.
Nice. Very, very nice. Nearly there. Nearly there. Congrats. We got 24 months. A. From Ice Chocobo. who says, did Carly get bingo? Apologizes for those not on the Discord. I don't know what that phrase means. Someone will have to explain. Someone tag me on Discord with the explanation of that.
Thomas got second shot yesterday. Yay, Thomas.
Feeling great. Good. Like, feeling great about the state of the world, or feeling great like the side effects that you are experiencing right now are extremely minimal?
I think that one.
Okay. Well, both.
Yeah.
Both. It does. Like, it was a mood booster. Like, after Mount and I got the first shot, it was a huge mood booster for that day. I was like, oh my goodness. Physically, my body, state of the world is, it's fine. 14 months from Dragon Girl says, yay, 14 months! Thank you, Dragon Girl. 300 bits from Eli and Company. Morning, grandparents. I got some crazy life updates. I got a new job by accident. My friend is the manager of a local sushi restaurant and hired me on the spot. I'm now making more money, so I'm gonna be torturing you and Mal with songs on Fridays.
Congrats on the new job.
Congrats. Also, that's a really interesting way to get a job, but hey, no complaints. Sometimes things just line up that way.
Yeah.
Also, I haven't had sushi in a long time.
I know.
We'll probably rectify that in the near future.
Yeah.
Finally. It's fine. I don't know. Would sushi... How would I do with sushi now? In terms of, like, the richness of food?
Sushi's pretty light.
It's pretty light, because it's not soaked in butter.
Correct.
So, I'd actually be alright.
The rice is, you know, steamed,
Yeah.
kind of.
I've been,
And the fish is not fried, unless you get one of those crazy...
Yeah. We had our final, leftover meal from Easter dinner yesterday, and, like, I gotta tell you, that's how I felt eating it, because I've been so ill just trying to eat that food, and like, the food is delicious. There's nothing wrong with the food, but like, I'm just not used to that you know, the richness, the butter, the everything. I haven't eaten that really for a year, and it's remarkable how much it has affected me. So it's good, but I'm also really glad that we finished the leftovers, because I want to just eat lettuce and bread. Just bread, not just plain bread.
Your mom brought my birthday dinner over.
Yeah.
Stopped. I was like, I want salad. She's like, are you sure you don't want... I was like, no, salad.
Salad, I mean, salad good. Salad good. 19 months from Battle One Becca says, 19 months, woo! On my way to Pennsylvania to get my sister-in-law's car. Listening to you guys as we're on our road trip. Good vibes. Nice! Nice. I hope your drive is going well.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Breakfast Stream audio podcast. Good vibes and safe travels. Haven't been to Pennsylvania in a long time.
Yeah.
Briefly.
2017?
Yeah. And like, we were only in Pennsylvania for like 20 minutes, right? Because we just kind of like hooked in.
I'm trying to think if there was a few places in Pennsylvania we went.
We got cheese.
Didn't we stay in Philly?
Did we? I don't think so.
I think we did.
Maybe we did. I don't know. We haven't spent a lot of time in Pennsylvania doing like sightseeing, touristy stuff. We've been in Pennsylvania actually very, very little. So that's a place I gotta like get up there and like do at some point.
Armored Frog says Terry Gross is better than Steven on the podcast voice. No one could top Terry Gross.
The trick is to just eat the mic. You know, the closer the better. The closer you physically are to the mic, the better your podcast is. I've solved that riddle. 510 bits from Mr. Gameboy, who says, so actually, I have a story about kayaking that will probably hurt Steven. One time in middle school, took a family trip with family friends. One of the moms was a big photographer, and while kayaking, she and a few tipped over, and she lost her very expensive camera. Oh, that's horrifying to me. That's horrifying to me. Although, you know, there are risks associated. You know, if you take a camera or some piece of equipment or something into a situation in which you can lose it, you have to prepare yourself for that. You know, it's just, you gotta say, well, this is a thing that could happen. Yeah. Like the times that I've dangled a camera out a window or whatever. Typically wearing a wrist strap. My cameras now don't have wrist straps because they're, you know, they got too big. But I'm trying to make sure I have a good grip on them the best I can.
You could take off one of the Wii wrist straps and put it on the cage, just in case, though.
I mean, yeah, actually, the cage that's on the A6400 has a slit in it for a strap of some sort. But the strap actually gets in the way a lot. Gets in the way a bit.
Can you just, like, use one of the other millions of holes on the cage? It's just a safety strap for when you do that sort of thing.
When was the last time I dropped the camera?
I don't know.
You know that because I said that I'm going to drop the camera, right? I'm just saying, even when I fell down the stairs, I did not drop the camera. I dropped myself.
Yeah, you did.
I dropped myself pretty bad, but I instinctively was like, no! And I just held it up like the Statue of Liberty's torch. It was fine.
Who's good Kepler? He tired.
Toby says you only need one time. I mean, fair. Fair. I'm trying to not do that to the best of my ability. 15 months from Skullapendra. Appreciate it. They're from Jyoti Picard says, I love how my state, unlike others, are like, we do not care about grocery workers, wait until your age comes up. But being one of the few in charge of the COVID table, I knew how to book the shot, as I had to explain it a lot, and was quickly able to make appointments for me and my brother. What is it? Knowledge is power.
Yeah.
Is that G.I. Joe? Or is that Captain Planet? What is that? No. It's not an Eminem song. It's... Because knowledge is power. What is that? That's a thing. Is Schoolhouse Rock? What? Is it? No. No, that's... It's apparently Schoolhouse Rock? Why do I think it's G.I. Joe? Oh, okay. Basuna says, yeah, okay, knowing is half the... Alright. Okay, alright, I can see how I got the two confused. Because knowledge is half the power! 300 bits from DC Racer. So Steven won't be diving off the fishing boat into the Gulf of Mexico like me and my family do when the fishing day is not good. Also, clown. Yeah, I don't jump off of boats. Oh, goodness. Require you to plug the bean... Oh. Everyone is waiting. They're just standing around, looking for those little things that are brown. Everyone is searching. They want to be seen. They gotta find those things. They shout, hey, plug the beans. Boom! There, I plugged the beans. Shout out to everyone that was at Disc Only and understands the Plug the Beans reference. Mr. Gameboy, thank you. Beans have been plugged. You can learn more about Patreon at patreon.com/StephenGeorge or Malmix. There's information on those websites. The beans have been plugged. 500 bits from Incarnado says, just got my first jab of Moderna yesterday, and thankfully my only side effect is arm pain. Also, my Your Mom shirt came in on Tuesday, so it's been a good week. Nice. Yeah, as a reminder, you got 3 weeks? Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. 3 weeks. 3 weeks left on the Your Mom stuff. And then we'll be, we're currently in the process of getting the next Artist Series stuff worked out. So, it's exciting. It's exciting. There's some really, you'll like it. You'll like it. But if you haven't already picked up some of the Your Mom stuff, such a freaking great design. So you have a few more weeks on that. Did you take cat tax?
Yeah.
Oh, look at the close-up of them beans.
I know.
Look at them beans. This is some extreme bean footage. Y'all can have cat tax. There's
Did I send it right? Oh,
Jess
working
is
on
working on it. Okay. I don't know. I actually don't even know how to do it. You just because you
There it is.
because you posted a
Look
little
at
bit
those
different.
beans.
Well, that's some extreme bean footage. Love it. It's a little stinker. We're doing a better job of getting his food regulated because I know I've been talking a little bit. I've been talking a little bit about how like he's been waking me up early in the mornings and been hungry and stuff. So I've been kind of for the last little bit I've been feeding him a little bit willy-nilly just because mostly just because I felt bad for him. I was like, poor thing, he's been sick. You know, I'm trying to make him better, make sure he gets fed. But yesterday or the day before, I finally sat down and was like, all right, let's just math.
Do the math.
Let's math this. Let's do the calories. Figure this out exactly what he needs. So I did that, and I think it's helping a lot. He's yesterday was the first day that he didn't. I don't think once yesterday he even asked for food.
Yeah.
I was ahead of that because I knew exactly what he needed ahead of time. And I gave it to him, and he was good. So every time, it was cool because every time I got to surprise him. He also got 7 meals.
Yeah.
He got 7 meals. Yeah. But it's okay because kitties with pancreatitis actually do better when they are fed frequent, smaller meals.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I don't mind doing that because I'm already home. Right?
Coffee!
He's a sweet boy. He's a sweet boy. Anyway. Where was I? 300 bits right now about karma. Grandpa, would you ever snorkel eventually? I did it in the Florida Keys like 6 years ago, and it was one of the best experiences in my life. Maybe. Like, snorkeling is generally not in super deep water, right? It's generally pretty shallow, because you're just trying to put your head below the water.
Depends.
Because there's snorkeling and then there's diving.
Yeah. But you can snorkel.
Deep?
Well, like,
Deep
what
snorkel?
you do is, like, you take a breath, and you can, like, dive down and look, and then you come back up, and you, like, expel all the air to clear your snorkel tube.
I would be more comfortable doing, I feel like, and maybe I wouldn't. Maybe this is just in my head. I feel like I'd be more comfortable doing, diving, where you have, like, an oxygen pack.
You have to, like, be certified.
Okay, so I won't be doing that. Alright. You could probably get me to snorkel if you sold me on it from a, video perspective. If you know, mouse phrase over the years, think of the footage. If I had the ability to shoot that, you know, I had a good way of shooting underwater and getting something out of it, then yeah, I would probably. I could probably be talked into doing it. So maybe 300 bits from Grandson Brambo. In a month, you will no longer be saying your mom. Instead, you will be saying my mom. I mean, correct. Or I'll just be saying mom, since I'll be speaking directly to her, and we'll be sitting in the same spot.
Yeah.
Happy about that. 6 months from Chiron 8472. I've been playing through Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask with my 6-year-old, and I'm sorry to say I may have taught her to say, "You've got a blue ruby," in a high-pitched voice. That's a fun thing to pass on. That's a fun thing to pass on. Also, you know, a great way to, like, reinforce colors.
Yeah.
I guess when you're 6, you know all the colors, right?
Yeah.
I'm really bad at knowing, like, what children know. But I'm like, no, at 6, I guess you know colors. Colors are probably something you learned maybe a little bit before that. You know these things because you taught.
Uh-huh.
And you taught elementary school, too. So,
I mean, kindergarten.
Yeah.
It's like 5.
Well, that's even better, because then you have a better...
Yeah.
Understanding. Mr. Deathkill says, all 6 colors. How many colors are there?
6.
6. How many colors are there? Like, if you're teaching a child...
I mean, you normally start with the rainbow. So
there's
Roji
6.
7.
Do you really teach kids indigo and violet?
Yeah. Because you, like, I feel like I was taught the rainbow first. Okay. So it would be Roji Biv.
So 9. Because you're going to do Roji Biv and then black and white.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I guess I can learn gray. Chaz, there are 16,777,216 colors. That's just 8-bit, baby. I don't know why it said baby. Listen, Chaz, baby. I'm moving on. 300 bits from Night Owl 20. Sometimes things just come out of my mouth. Darling. Darling. 300 bits from Night Owl 20. This cheer commemorates 25,000 bits. So, as always, I like to ask a question. This time I'd like to ask what everyone's favorite Pokemon is. You can probably guess mine from my name, profile pictures on Twitter and YouTube. That's right, it's Totodile. Venusaur. I've always loved Venusaur. You still skitty?
Yeah.
That's it. There's other Pokemon I like.
Yeah.
But Venusaur is probably my favorite. I like that whole line though. I like Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur. Yeah. They all great.
Yeah.
There's some other ones that, you know, I think are pretty neat. 10 months from Mimic Man says, yay for me. Thank you for the 10 months of joy, grandparents. You've helped me survive college. Happy to help. Happy I could assist in some way. 30 bits from Shy says, fun fact about Gators, while they're quite fast, they can only really run in a straight line due to the form of their legs. Also, if you're on land and you dodge the first strike, they are almost certain to back off. They are committed to the one-strike kill. So, if a Gator is going after you, don't run straight away from it.
Zigzag.
Run at an angle. It's too difficult for them. Also, just don't be near Gators is a good thing. I watched a video of, I don't know if it was local or if it was just somewhere in the southeast. There's this old woman, and she went down, because there's a gator in her backyard, and she went down and, like, had a broomstick or whatever and was poking it, like, to get it out of her yard. And I was like, do you have a death wish? This is how you die. If there's a gator in your backyard, you go, oh, I've been blessed today. And then you go back in. If your dog has to pee, you take your dog out the front door that day. Like, that's just... What the heck? I think that might have been the same video where the gator then was like, all right, this is how we're going to do it, and then grabbed her by the ankle and dragged her into the water. I think she lived.
There's a video, it went around a few years ago when it was real cold here for the winter, of, like, the swamp freezing over and the gators popping their noses up so they can breathe when they freezes over.
Yeah, that was
and
fun.
That's really close. That's like, where is that? Like Brunswick County?
Yeah, it's not far from
so
here.
it's like not far from here where that was filmed, and it's cool.
Anyway, if you ever encounter a gator, I would hope this would be obvious, but like don't
get near
don't get near it. They are much faster than you think, despite their stubby little legs. And you know, it's probably near a body of water, and they are going to attempt to pull you into that body of water, and you are almost certainly going to lose that game. So just don't play that game. 30 bits from Goldmage just says, second Pfizer Monday knocked me out for 2 days, but I'm going back to work today. Brother got J&J and had a fever for a day, but fine now. And in a little under 2 weeks, entire immediate family is vaxxed. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah, I'm curious how the end of April will go for us, because we'll be getting the second Pfizer shot as well. And again, I've heard we might be a little tired. A little tired.
And DL says, half serious question, Stephen, do you need me to send you children's books so you can learn what we teach infants and toddlers?
Listen, I don't have a very innate understanding of what children know. They know things, but, I don't know exactly what they know. When can they walk?
We have a couple children's books.
When can they speak? I don't know.
One of my favorite ones is, like, The Day the Crayons Went on Strike. It's something like that.
The what?
It's about crayons. And, like...
You are saying
the story is
crayons.
Crayon.
Crayon.
Crayons.
Okay. A crayon is a type of berry that is found in a bog.
Those are cranberries.
Yeah, slang is crayons.
Steven, you say giraffe.
Touche. Get it? Like touche. I did what you did. I took a word and bastardized it.
Searle. Serp.
Searle is not mine! I got that from your sister.
That's true.
Your sister is the one that says Searle.
Anyway, it's about a boy who's using the crayons and, like, there's a letter from each different color crayon. And it's like, the red crayon is writing, and it's like, man, you use me for, like, fire trucks and fire hydrants and red barns and, like, and it's like, and there's, like, a drawing that's all done in, like, red crayon that goes with it. And, like, one of them is, like, I don't know, like the brown crayon or something. He's like, you don't really use me all that much, and that's kind of sad. You should, use my color, too. I'm lonely.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, at the end, the boy learns to use all the colors, and there's a picture with all the colors, trying to teach kids to, like, fully color with every color. It was a cute book. I bought it.
It sounds cute. I mean, for what it's worth, there are probably more colors that come up naturally in drawings than others. Mm-hmm. Like vowels.
Yeah.
Like if you're using,
I mean, if you're drawing nature, it's pretty much always blue and green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certain things that... If you're drawing food, you're probably never going to use blue.
Yeah.
Blue doesn't come up very often.
No.
Anyway, Armorfall gifted us up to Searle. Hope Carly's doing well. 100 bits from Yoshina-san9. 13 months from Ice and Fire, who says, a baker's dozen of months. I guess, yeah, that counts as 13. And hey, Peggy. 23 bits from Zeta Program says, Peggy's back. Peggy's now ready to teach Stephen with the help of Mal. Today's subject, slangs and what children know and are taught in school. Pay attention, Stephen. Also, wish me luck. I have 2 tests today, and it is not fun. Good luck. Hope your tests go well. And, I have been, I'm learning a little bit. I've learned a little bit over the years. Sometimes I forget some of it. Because I don't interact with children.
Yeah.
Like, I see... And I mean, I guess at this point it's been a while, but I would, occasionally see Lily and Jay.
Yeah.
Austin and Nikki's kids.
They sent me a video for my birthday.
And,
and I was like, oh my gosh, they're getting so big.
Yeah.
And she's like, I know.
Yeah, I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't have, there's no other children in my life to, like, interact with.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure about, like, the development of children. I'm like, when can they do these things? I don't know. When do they start doing high-level math? Probably earlier each year.
Yeah.
It's my assumption.
I mean, there's things you forget about, like, you forget that the Pledge of Allegiance is a thing that happens every morning in a school, because you're not there.
I haven't thought about
the
Pledge of Allegiance in, like,
Yeah.
How old am I? In 15 years. I forgot we had one of those. I mean, I guess we do.
I forgot about it till I was student teaching. Like, I forgot about it in college.
Yeah.
And then I student taught, and there was morning announcements, which I was prepared for, but I was not prepared for it to start with the pledge. And I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not necessarily a global thing. So people
I know.
People in other countries might be like, we'll talk about it later. 30 bits from Empty Dens. This is happy 21st birthday to Maria Dens.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Hope that birthday goes good. We got 24 months. That's a clap. From Colin DP, who says, hello, grandparents. Hope you're doing well this morning. I just woke up reporting in after my second COVID shot yesterday. Overall, I feel pretty good aside from a slight soreness. Hope it doesn't get worse throughout the day. Hopefully. I mean, we've known some folks that have been fine after the second shot, so it's possible.
Yeah.
Again, and this is really the big takeaway with all the vaccines, is your mileage may vary. Because it might. 21 months from Elio Hyena. Thank you. 400 bits from Irrelevant29. Shout out to my friend Joanna, who doesn't understand how Twitch works. It's a learning process. It takes a little time. You'll get it eventually, I promise. 28 months from Jennifer Jack. Grandpa, Grandma, why am I older than you? Anyway, I'm getting my first jab on May 18th. I'm a tax accountant, so I have to wait until tax season ends in case I need a day off. Fair.
Tax season is rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also longer
Yeah.
than it was going to be.
Yeah.
It got extended by a month.
Yeah.
Q1 is still due in
a normal.
Yeah, I was like
Q1
NDL
time.
is here. Q1 is still due at normal time, right? Q1 didn't get pushed back.
No, I think it was just individual.
It's just individual stuff is in May now. Okay. Because like
I think.
Probably. We have our stuff ready.
Yeah.
We should you know,
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
We'll do that. We'll do that. We'll do that. Yeah, this is the tax discussion music, Andrew. It's nice and pleasant. I'm you know.
So far looking at the timeline. Okay.
Yeah, Q1 still has the same due date. Okay. Anyway, 305 bits from Rar Oaks. It says, Clown, I actually show my uncle broken picture phone, and it was the gay bus, and he is gay, and he thought it was funny. I vaguely remember that one.
You remember a lot more of them than I do.
The problem is I can't tell you, like, which ones they're in.
Yeah.
Like, I can't... There's been too many at this point. Broken Picture Phone's been going on so long that we finally gave it its own playlist. You know, because there's so many of them. And now, we're also doing Tower Mode, and we're also doing Broken Words.
Yeah.
So we're, you know, gonna probably put all that in the same playlist. Yeah, also, I think we decided on Broken Words instead of Broken Phone. I figured...
I didn't know there was a discussion about it, so...
Oh, really? Maybe I didn't have it. Maybe I just thought this. I don't know. I thought Broken Words actually was a little bit better. So we have Broken Picture Phone.
Yeah.
Broken Tower. Chaz, we decided. You said you liked it and there was never any agreement. That sounds right. That sounds right. Broken Words, I think, does a better job of quickly illustrating what you're watching, in my opinion. Because Broken Phone is really close to Broken Picture Phone.
Yeah.
Broken Words, like, you quickly understand it's the words. And then Broken Tower indicates that it's Tower Mode. Because what this comes down to is just there are too many words in the title. If the YouTube title gets too long, it starts to extend and it doesn't even all show up on screen. So instead of doing like Broken Picture Phone Tower Mode, which is too many words, it can just be Broken Tower. Yes, Thomas, we'll call it Peter. Can't wait for episode 2 of Peter.
I need some water.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Okay.
You need anything?
I don't.
Okay. Cappy need anything?
No.
Okay.
Pillow, if anything. He's fine.
A pillow?
Yeah. Noah points out broken words and broken phone are the same number of letters. Well, it's in that specific instance, it's about creating a different word from telephone or picture phone rather. That's how I look at it. Also, we are not calling it Broken Peter. Stop laughing. Thomas, what have you done? 300 bits from Added Satsy. I need some vibes. I'm trying to chase up a second dose, and boy, is it a runaround. Eminem. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I hope that works out for you. We have some of those same issues in the States, too, because a lot of states are doing it where, like, when you get your first dose, they schedule you for your second dose, and they're like, we have guaranteed you, just come back at this date, this time, and you got it. There are, however, some states that are not doing that. Alabama. Where it's just kind of like, you get your first dose, and then it's like, good luck! And that's, it's not a good way of doing it. It's, not a good way of doing it. The good news is that, like, it's not that you have to get the second dose in, like, a specific window. Like, if you are a little late on it, it's fine. It's just the mental anxiety of, why isn't this easier? And I feel for you because it should be easier. It should just be done. Yes, as he says, apparently it's in someone else's hand, but they really didn't think this through. Yeah. I'm sorry. I hope it works out soon. I hope you're able to find one and just be finished with that. 300 bits from Danny says, when I got my first cell phone, I lost it a couple times. My mom had the idea to use a Wii strap, attach a carabiner, and always clip it on my belt loop. This is pretty smart. Actually, I was thinking about, not the exact thing, but I was thinking about the idea of the carabiner very, very recently. Because I used to, back when the camera was smaller, I kept the camera in my pocket, and I kept the pistol grip on a carabiner on my side. That way, I had the pistol grip with me all the time, but I didn't have to carry a camera bag. Eventually, that got thrown out the window because the camera got big enough. I was like, okay, I've officially walked into camera bag territory. But I used a carabiner for a long, long time. And I was thinking about that again. I was like, it could be possible to do that again if I didn't want to keep the pistol grip on the camera in the camera bag. I could put it on the carabiner again. That's something I could do. So, Andrew says, you do that for your keys, don't you? I used to. I used to have the pistol grip with my keys on my carabiner, but I don't do that anymore. Because the reason I had my keys on the carabiner is I didn't want to have my keys in my pocket because that's where my camera was, and I didn't want to do anything to scratch up my camera. Now that my camera's in a bag, I just keep my keys in my pocket. Yep. So, haven't used carabiner in a few years. It's been a little bit. You have two pockets. I have two pockets. Left pocket phone, right pocket keys. Oh, this is a good question. For those that keep your phone in your pocket, left or right? Your left, your right. Because I've always been a left pocket phone person. And I'm just really curious. I mean, it's definitely varied, but there's way more rights. Definitely way more rights. Some of you have never thought about it. You know what's interesting, too, is that because of that, because I've always kept it in my left pocket, I am a left hand holder for the phone. Maybe that makes sense, though, because I'm right-handed. So, does that make sense? Because you're holding the phone with your left hand and using your right hand, which is what I would use to do things. Yeah.
Thanks.
So maybe that's why.
Come here, bud.
That's how people use phones,
Do you
right?
want this?
If you're right-handed, you use your right hand to interact. You don't use your right hand to hold, because that would feel now we're in poll territory. All right, there's a poll on screen. Where keep phone? Left pocket, right pocket, rear pocket. Oh yeah, rear pocket, purse or other. Super curious to find this information out. This will be interesting to learn. And okay, rear pocket people scare the crap out of me. I've seen people do it. It blows my mind because my first thought is like, you are going to sit on your phone and break it. I've seen people do it. I don't know how you do it. It creates so much fear in me. I cannot imagine putting it in the rear pocket. Phones aren't that fragile. It only takes once. It only takes once. There's so many of you that actually are like, no, rear pocket's fine. Ah! I mean, if you haven't had any problems, then you haven't had any problems, right? So I can't argue against it, but 50%.
See, mine's either purse or other.
So 4% purse, 7% other, 12% rear pocket, 27% left pocket, and 50% other. It's a pretty good breakdown. You know, half for right pocket, a quarter for left pocket, an eighth for rear pocket, and then the other eighth divided up against purse and other.
See, when I have like a long sleeve on like this, I normally keep it in like this pocket. Well, one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's in my purse if we're out.
I don't usually request polls, especially after finishing a poll, but I have another poll request. Do you keep your phone in the same pocket as your dominant hand? I have that poll request. Can we make that a poll? Because I just am really curious if that has a correlation. I really want to know that information. So here's a new poll. Do you keep your phone in the same pocket as your dominant hand? Meaning, if you are right-handed, you keep it in your right pocket. If you are left-handed, you keep it in your left pocket. Really curious about this. This is one of my favorite parts of Breakfast Stream, is like, let's learn this. Let's learn this information. Obviously, we don't have the biggest sample size, but it's fairly sizable.
It's either.
Oh, so you go back and forth.
Yeah, because I don't keep anything in my pockets otherwise. But if I'm wearing...
I guess we could have included... Well, I didn't even think about that.
If I'm wearing pants from the male section of the store, and I have pockets that can fit my phone,
see,
then I just kind of whatever. It's just, I don't carry anything else, so it's like, oh, well, whatever's easiest for me, whatever side. I
was not expecting that answer of it doesn't matter, because in my brain I'm like, it definitely matters. 68%, almost exactly a third, said no, and 2/3 said yes. There is some level of correlation. That being said, maybe there should have been another option of, I've never thought about this, but I won't run that poll today. I won't make mods continue to run polls, but that's neat. That's neat. I'm right-handed, which probably many of you know, and I keep my phone exclusively in my left pocket. All right.
When I went downstairs to grab water, Kepler was like, "Feed me," and I was like, "No, but I'll give you a treat." So I brought treats up here. He did his little shake. It was cute. He did a good job.
He's a good boy. All right. There's still some more alerts to read. I got to get through these. 12 months. From Jillips. She says, I'm honestly going to miss the plus signs. They come back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 6 months. But then they come back. You get another one. 30 bits from Cabri says, have y'all tried Pac-Man 99 yet? It's been fun so far.
Oh, yeah, that's out.
Yeah, that's out as of yesterday. I have not tried it, but I want to at some point. I really, really like Pac-Man. I think it'd be fun to play with an arcade stick, but I obviously don't have an arcade stick for Switch. I feel like I would do better if I had one, but I'm not going to buy an arcade stick for Switch for one game. 9 months from Phantom Gerudo. 9 months. Wow, time flies. Might have to join the VOD squad temporarily due to work schedule changes, but wanted to continue supporting my favorite internet grandparents. Also, Twitch baby? If you want, in 9 months you can do that, or you can just put it off for 9 more. 30 bits of my Chocobo. Do you have a plan yet for March mail? And have you decided to do it in May with April mail, or will it be filmed this month? Well, March mail doesn't get filmed until April.
Yeah.
Because we always film it. We generally aim for 15 days into the following month. That gives us enough time to receive all of the mail from the previous month. So the earliest it would be filmed is mid-April. But the way that we've been doing it, kind of through 2020, has been waiting for there to be 2 mail months and then doing 2 back-to-back. So, could happen. It'll honestly just largely depend on what's going on and how busy we are and
how often we get to the post office.
That. So it'll either be filmed in mid-April or mid-May. One of the two. But either one. We won't wait any longer than that because we don't want to wait longer than that. But if things are going well and we're caught up on things and we can do it, we'll do it sooner. And if we're drowning and there's a lot going on, then we'll wait until May. 4 months from Merc2554. Happy belated birthday, Mal and Dan, if you're up. Meant to drop by on Tuesday, but I had just barely missed the stream. Well, I'm sure they appreciate it regardless. Yeah. And Dan was here earlier. I don't know if Dan's still here. He may have... I think he's been getting up in the morning, so I don't think he went back to bed. But he may have gotten started on work and stuff.
It's nice out early this morning. Maybe he went for a walk. I don't know.
Yeah. Also, if you're not already following Dan on Twitch, I recommend it because he took a little sabbatical, but he's back streaming stuff. He streamed on
yesterday, Wednesday
for his birthday, and then yesterday he was playing Planet Coaster. So if you're not already following him, Brandon's got the link for you, so you can give him a follow. 400 bits from Jillips with the Mr. Bubbles chill Star Rain. Appreciate it. 401 bits from Air-3K. I shouldn't be up right now, but I'll watch the VOD soon. Love you guys. Thank you, Airdash. 11 months from Tegan Mouse, almost a year. Hope you both are doing well. My wife gets her 2nd shot next week. I'm already vaccinated as a healthcare worker. Stay safe, everyone. It's exciting. It's exciting. Just 1 more week. Well, 1 more week and then, I guess, what is it, 2 weeks after?
Yeah.
It's relative. It's all relative. 30 bits from Platinum Pikachu. Says, I've had an interesting night and morning. I got a new mattress and took the opportunity to rearrange my bedroom and dust everything. I had to spend last night on the couch in a sleeping bag.
Oh.
That sort of sucks, but then also maybe kind of neat.
Yeah.
There's a childlike wonder in, like, sleeping in different places or sleeping in a sleeping bag. Sort of thing that I obviously wouldn't want to do all the time. But every once in a while, there's like this childlike nature that comes out, and I'm like, what if we built a pillow fort and we slept on the floor in the living room?
Have fun.
I don't want to do it by myself.
Well,
but it would be fun.
I don't want to wake up with a sore neck.
Yeah, yeah. Also, the older you get, the more it's really important to just have a good bed and sleep good. And sometimes even if you have a good bed, it doesn't matter. You just sleep slightly wrong and you wake up and your body's like, today you're being punished. And you're like, but why? Yeah.
Kepler will join you. Yeah, Kepler would.
Paul says, did I ever show you my hotel room pillow fort? Yes. And it's fantastic. It's fantastic. We got 300 bits from Jillips with the Jim V. Pat starring. 300 from JF Samela. It says, maybe this time it'll work. For being a younger person, I'm still learning all the platforms and how it works. It takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time. You'll get it. You'll get it. I mean, I still... There's still things about Twitch I don't really know, but then also they keep introducing new things.
Yeah.
But eventually I get it. Eventually. 300 from Aldo. My favorite part of Breakfast Stream is the fact that by the time Steven reads alerts, whatever they were talking about has been done for like 20 minutes. Anyway, can't wait for the next episode of Broken Peter. Yeah, it varies. Sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes we're mostly caught up on it. But I also don't I don't mind returning to subjects. So anyone that's watched Breakfast Stream for a while just kind of knows the flow of the show, and they're like, it's fine. It's fine. He gets there. Randy from Hograth, pro tip, my chiropractor told me that keeping your phone/wallet in your back pocket, sitting on it throws your back out of whack, causing pain, so just be careful. I mean, certainly if you have a fat wallet, like if your wallet is not particularly slim,
yeah,
that would not be good. But also, your wallet gotta go somewhere. Gotta have a place for it. So for me, it's my back pocket. I slimmed down my wallet at some point. Because, you know, over time you get, you just get like cards and stuff you don't need.
Yeah.
So at one point, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be doing that. And I could probably get an even slimmer wallet.
Yeah.
They make, like, it could be even smaller, probably.
You have a bifold.
No.
Doesn't it just only go in half?
I have a trifold.
Does it trifold?
Well, it's a bifold, but it has another flap, which probably would qualify as being a trifold.
I guess.
Probably. The one thing I've noticed is that I don't really have a problem with keeping my wallet in my back pocket, but on long car trips, if I'm driving for a long time, I get about 3 or 4 hours into the drive, and all of a sudden my butt's just like, I'm alive and I hurt. And I'll take my wallet out and I'll put it into the console, and then I feel a lot better. And that's about the only time that I have a lot of problems with it.
Yeah.
So, your mileage may vary. Oh, Renee's got the link to Paul's Pillow for it if you want to check that out. It's fantastic. I recommend it. 10 months from Omi, or Omai. Appreciate it. 14 months from Pickletron says, ah! Screaming feels good sometimes. I mean, it does. And then 300 bits from Colin says, can I have some good vibes? I am in the middle of midterm week, and I have the jab scheduled for tomorrow. Also clown. Yeah, good vibes.
Good vibes.
Hope everything goes well. That does have to be a little difficult, though, on people because, like, you're in the middle of school.
Yeah.
You're in the middle of specifically, like, exams, and now the vaccines are being rolled out to folks so people can get them, and you don't really know exactly how your body's going to respond, and certainly you don't want to be tired or not feeling up for exams. So this is, you know, it's not the most ideal situation, but I sincerely wish you the best, and I hope things go well.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't have any side effects that interfere with your ability to do the tests. And with that, let's talk about
the stuff coming up.
Stuff coming up. Today is Thursday, so you will be getting Pikmin as we get pretty dang close to the end of mission mode. Pretty dang close, or at least the battle enemies portion.
Yeah.
It's quickly approaching the end of that. Otherwise, not much. If you missed Disc Only, there's a Disc Only out from Tuesday. If you somehow still haven't seen Mal's painting, the auctions are all over.
Yeah.
But the video is still up. And, that's it.
I gotta package those up today.
Yeah. We'll be doing that. And then tomorrow, join us for...
Breath of the Wild.
For Breath of the Wild. We will not be doing Trial of the Sword. So... if you like Trial of the Sword, you are now disappointed. If you were waiting for us to do something other than Trial of the Sword, you're now excited. Tomorrow we'll be doing... we'll actually be doing... we're back to shrines and stuff.
Yep.
We have a little system worked out. I think we'll make everybody happy. It'll help us know where to go and to do some things, but it'll also keep things relatively obscure so there's still some element of discovery. Yeah. That'll be tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Is that it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, if vlog... I will do my best to work on... I mean, vlogs have been caught up. I think I have to do yesterday's vlog. And I'm still working on 2018. It's, Well, this week has been busier than I thought it would be. A lot of things happened all at once, but it's it's in the timeline, man. I've actually started to cut it, and that's exciting. So I'm super excited about it. But it's gonna take a little bit longer than I thought.
Hi, kitties.
Welcome back, bud. Good cat. All right, folks, let's call it there. Y'all have a wonderful Thursday. I hope that we'll see you tomorrow night for Breath of the Wild. And stay safe, and that's it. I keep thinking there's something I'm missing.
I don't think so.
But no, I guess I'm fine. All right, it's fine. See y'all tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, for Breath of the Wild.